The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. And Bob, how's it going?
It's going well.
Going well. Well, we were supposed to have Mondays with Meeks today, but he's tied up with some Jesup folks,
Right.
isn't
The Leadership Wayne organization's up there, and they're having breakfast, so I think he said he's tied up with them. He texted this morning and said he wouldn't be able to call in. So
Okay, Leadership Wayne is up there in Atlanta doing their thing, learning like they're supposed to with Leadership Wayne, and having breakfast probably with Stephen and probably with
I'm
Blake,
sure
Blake and
I'm sure the whole
also Betty.
representation. Right.
Yeah, with all of them up there as they learn about how the state government operates as part of Leadership Wayne. So we wish all them the best up there today, and then we'll have Stephen back on, if not sooner than Monday, next Monday.
Fortunately, it runs better than the federal government, but
Yeah. Well, in the state of Georgia, you have to balance the budget. That's part of,
Right.
and the federal government, you can continue to print money as much as you want. Yeah. So big difference there. Big difference there in how they handle their money. But so far, the state of Georgia is on good economic grounds, balancing the budget, going to be giving a tax break to citizens on their income tax this year, giving bonuses to different teachers and other state employees throughout the state. So the state of Georgia seems to be in good financial situation right now. But we do have a guest on this morning, Bridget Chandler. Good morning, Bridget.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
Let me cut your mic on. Say that again.
Good morning.
How you doing, Bridget?
I'm doing very good. Y'all doing okay this morning?
Well, doing just fine, doing fine. Now, Bridget Chandler, I don't know how long ago, it's only been the last time period that you purchased Mary's Bouquet.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years
It's already
ago.
been 3 years.
And then time flies.
It does.
I thought it was about a year ago, but it's been
No,
3 years.
It's been 3 years.
3 years ago, you purchased Mary's Bouquet, which has been in downtown Jesup for a long time.
Yeah,
I think just about everybody's done business there at Mary's Bouquet, purchasing flowers for all kinds of occasions and plants for the home and things of that sort.
Yeah, this year marks 34 years of it being open with Miss Mary starting it, and then 30 years being at the downtown location. So we've been in that exact spot for 30 years.
Okay. But things have changed. And so y'all will be moving down Cherry Street eastward. Tell us where you're going to be moving to.
Yeah, so we purchased our forever flower shop home, so we'll never have to move again, so I'm super excited. But we're moving right beside Leah Jones' office, and that's 323 East Cherry Street. It is a house. It's the blue house. We've been working on it day and night trying to get it ready for the big move, but it's perfect because the front is paved, there's parking in the back, and so people now, they don't have to park way down the road and walk all the way to the flower shop and carry those heavy flowers back to their cars, so they can just zip right in and zip out. So I think it's going to be just perfect. So
Now going eastward on Cherry Street there, and you're going to cross railroad tracks and then pass First Methodist and First Baptist. It's there on the left, is that right?
Yep, it's right on the
right
left.
Before Leah Jones?
It's right. So she currently has 2 offices. So she took over the office of the Anchored and Wellness. So that is now her new office.
That's her new office,
Yeah,
the brick building there.
The brick building. And it's the blue house right beside
Right
that.
behind it.
Yeah, right beside it on Cherry Street. And it just we just did the parking, paved the parking last week. So that's completely paved now. And poor Miss Mary, she's actually been up there. She's been retired, but she came out to help me. She had a heart attack about a month ago. Did y'all know that?
No.
And do you know I could not keep her at her house? She has been up there working with me, trying to get
Didn't
it ready.
slow her down at all, huh?
You can't slow that woman down. She is unstoppable. I said, you better not come up here. And I get up there, and what is it? She's right there. So it's still her baby, and she's so excited, as well am I, because it's just kind of, a new fresh start where we have, my biggest thing is the parking and the location. It's a little bit better because downtown is just growing. It's getting so busy, especially with
You've got all those restaurants now opened up in downtown Jesup, and it's keeping it real busy.
Yeah, which is great. That's a wonderful thing. But when you're trying to carry heavy things and move freely and you have to park half a mile down the road, it's just going to be so much better. So we're really excited about that. So
Okay, so is his name still going to be Mary's Bouquet?
yeah, of course. I'm going to continue to carry on her legacy as long as I can. And I hope that I make her proud. And I hope that I've been trying to make everybody else proud as far as the flowers and stuff. So she comes in, sporadically and helps, but she'll always have a part in it. She's like my grandmother. So
Okay, now, Bridget, did you work for Mary before you purchased Mary's Bouquet?
I helped her. I didn't work there full time, but I helped her. I got my degree in marketing, and I always did events and like parties and did my own flowers. And my husband, Jeff Chandler, who owns Howard and Jones Funeral Home, he's like, you're a florist. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm a florist. That's just not something I had ever thought about. And then he kind of got me in contact with Mary, and I would help her for like Valentine's Day and different holidays where she was really busy. And I was like, Miss Mary, if you ever sell your flower shop, this is what I think that like my calling in life is to be. Even though I didn't know it, I guess it takes you to grow up a little bit.
So tell us, what is life like living with Jeff Chandler?
Oh my gosh. There is never a dull moment. He literally does not stop. That man works around the clock, and he's just, 1 minute he's having a funeral and the next minute he's singing somewhere, and he's always got something interesting
going on, huh?
Yeah, so there's no telling at what point of the day what he's doing. So
All right. And this is Bridget Chandler. She's the owner of Mary's Bouquet. She's owned it now for the last 3 years. They're moving, and down Cherry Street, East Cherry Street. Just go across the railroad tracks. You go across where First Methodist is there on the left-hand side. And then you got the brick building where used to be Anchor and Wellness used to be, but that's now Leah Jones' main office.
Yes.
And then behind it, where Kenny used to be, is where your business is going to be, Mary's Bouquet. And you have now made that building into your florist.
yeah, we have, and we're really excited about it. So I hope that everyone, we haven't announced it yet. This is like the first time like we've said anything because we've just been working so hard, and I didn't want to confuse anybody coming to pick up flowers with the location until we were ready to like move in. But we're ready now. So I think tomorrow is going to be like our final move-in date.
Final moving date, moving everything out where you are there in downtown where Mary's Bouquet has been for the last 30-something years, and now you're going to be in your new location. The exact address is?
Yep, it's 323 East Cherry Street.
All right, 323 East Cherry.
So I was really invested in that spot when you're somewhere, for Mary, because I love her so much and I love the flower shop, and it's just ours. And I'm like, oh, we've been here 30 years. It's kind of sad. But she's like, no, this is such a great thing. And another thing that I wanted to say, the Union Brewery, the Union Station Brewery, we're having a Valentine's Day flower making class Monday, February 12th. So you can get tickets through the Union Station, or you can call the flower shop and get your tickets. But they're $35. It's at 7 o'clock, and you get a drink, and you get to make your own flower arrangement for Valentine's Day.
How do you go off and make your own flower arrangement? What process would us amateurs go through in learning to do that?
Well, you would just come, and then I would have all the flowers and the vases and the supplies, and I would just, teach you the basics of how to make a flower arrangement. So you get to learn what you need to actually put in a flower arrangement, the different techniques, how to get the flowers to live longer, whatnot. So that would be the way to do it.
So that's going to be at Union Station on February
the 10th. 12th. I'm sorry, the 12th.
The 12th.
The
That's 2
12th.
days before Valentine's.
2 days before Valentine's
And what
Day.
day of the week is that?
It's a Monday night.
Monday night.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what time will that begin at Union
7
Station?
o'clock.
Okay,
7
so
days.
you'll bring all the supplies there.
Yeah.
Folks will pay their
$5
and get to learn and make their own
Yeah.
floral arrangement
Yeah.
to give to their Valentine.
Yeah, that the brewery down there is such an amazing place. They're having all kinds of. I saw the other day they were doing yoga there. They were having a yoga class. So
Where in the world are they doing yoga in that place?
I know, I'm not kidding.
What, is it out there in the garden area or what?
I have no idea, but they are doing some really cool. They're having painting classes. So, and I love the Wheats. I don't know if y'all ever have met them, but they are
We've
just.
had them on the air, yeah.
Yeah, they're so nice. So, so I think it would be great, and we still love our downtown, and we're gonna miss being downtown, but we'll still be right close to downtown, just
Right.
like 0.1 miles away.
Yeah, it's not that far.
No, it's not.
But you have your own building, you have your own parking.
Yes,
Be a lot more convenient for the customers.
Yes. So-
Okay, well, good. Bridget Chandler in here with Mary's Bouquet, the owner of Mary's Bouquet for the last 3 years, moving from their current location right there in the heart of downtown Jesup to 323 East Cherry Street, just across the railroad tracks, just past First Methodist and First Baptist there on the left-hand
Yeah,
side.
it's the blue house. So
The
it's
blue house.
It's
Look for
blue.
the blue house
blue
after
and
the
white
little brick
house.
building.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it. I'll have a bunch of signs up and whatnot. So
Okay. Bob, any other questions or comments for Bridget?
I wish you will.
I know I haven't seen you in there in like 6 months to get flowers. You better come back and see me soon.
I've been busy.
Some baseball season's fixing to start now. You're going to be a few more months before he comes.
I know, that's right.
All right. Well, good luck with it.
Thank you.
Okay. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. More of the world famous Butch and Bob show in a moment.
Here's your WIFO forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Bright skies for our Monday forecast. Looking forward to sunshine today. It will be very breezy through the afternoon. Highs today close to 60 degrees. Tonight with clear skies, the low will be near 40. Tomorrow for Tuesday, same sort of a day. Sunshine and again, highs close to 60. Wednesday, sunny and a little warmer. We're into the mid-60s. I'm Georgia meteorologist Laura Huckabee in the GNN Weather Center.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties since 1998. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the local nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our administrative office is located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, and Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak with someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup. Well, Bob, the Super Bowl set.
It should be a great game. Kansas City and San Francisco, two good teams. Patrick Mahomes, again, going to his fourth Super Bowl in 6 years. So, again, Andy Reid and company, Travis Kelce had a huge game against the Ravens.
He did, didn't he?
But the Ravens they didn't look like
They couldn't do anything.
They just got away from their running game. I mean, they just abandoned it early and just.
Well, they made those mistakes in the second half.
Yeah, Zay Flowers. I mean, a friend of mine's a diehard Ravens fan, and I texted him. I said, I don't believe I've ever seen a taunting call in a championship game. That was so stupid. I mean, that guy there was no sense in that. But then he fumbled the ball going in the end zone, and Jackson threw an interception in the end zone. So, but hats off to Andy Reid and Kansas City going in there and winning that ball game in July's. I feel sorry for. How did they blow that lead? I mean, they're up 24-7 at halftime.
24-7. They have two times they can go and get field goals, and they go for the fourth two both times. And just take your points.
I just want to say, Maurice Jones-Drew saying,
when you're that far ahead, keep adding points.
Right. Maurice Jones-Drew said it last night on the NFL Network. He said, "Look, when you're on the road, you take the points, you put the pressure on the team that's behind, but." How they blew that lead, that's just sad.
It is sad. It is sad because they're so far ahead.
They had that game won.
They had the game won, and just it was Cinderella story would have been great.
Falcon fans are feeling better because they said we blew a lead in the Super Bowl. So this
is not the Super Bowl, but it's close enough.
Now they got company anyway. I mean, I just hate it for the Lions. They wanted that. You talk about two different halves though. I mean, the first half. It was like a blowout. San Francisco couldn't do anything. And all of a sudden it just flipped. So it's crazy.
It's amazing what happens at half times. I mean, you can see that how many games have you seen where it's just like the tale of two halves.
But, what I didn't understand, like I said, the Niners come out and they get a field goal to make it 24-10. And then the Lions go right back down there and they're 4th and 2. They got a chance to go right back up by 17. And instead of kicking the field goal, they go for the first down and don't make it. And the Niners go right down and get a touchdown, cut it to 7. Then they get the turnover, cut it to tie the game. I mean, I just didn't understand the coaching from the Lions. As they kept saying he was aggressive, but like Maurice Jones-Drew said, look, you got to take the points. Those 6 points could have helped. They could have won the ball game.
Yeah, 6 points. Should have won by 3.
It just didn't make much sense, but you know,
Well, it is what it is.
Can't wait to hear what Dan Patrick and all those guys got to say.
I know. I can't wait
to
to listen to Dan after 9 o'clock and see what they have to say about it.
But like I said, ain't got to be. I mean, Andy Reid. Like I said, I tell that story. Like I said, when Philadelphia played New England in the Super Bowl, I went down there and covered that team all year because Philadelphia radio station needs somebody to help them out. But I was around Andy Reid that whole week, and just a great guy. But Patrick Mahomes is special. I mean, he's got a chance to catch Brady. It was interesting. I just heard the sports. They said that the 49ers got a chance to tie New England and Pittsburgh for the most Super Bowl 6. They forgot to mention that Brady's got 7.
I guess they're talking about teams,
I know they're talking about
quarterbacks.
I know, but that's amazing that Brady's got 7 and all these franchises. The next, New England's got 6, Pittsburgh's got 6. I mean, Brady's got more than franchises.
That's something else, isn't it?
But Patrick Mahomes has a chance. I mean, he's still young.
He's still young. Yeah, below 30.
He's fun to watch.
Fun to watch. Just has a good old time.
And it's of course the Taylor Swift story just continues. The question was, will she be at the Super Bowl?
Well,
they say she's got a concert in
date
Tokyo. Well, it's in Tokyo, but the time difference says she's going to be able to make it. That's what they're saying.
Is she going to be able to put the pedal to the metal and get back in time, or what?
They said they got it worked out.
They got it worked out where she could.
She'll be there.
Say goodbye to the there. You said where in China?
In Tokyo.
In China. I mean in Japan. So she'll be in Japan, Tokyo. And as soon as the concert's over, she's getting her jet and flying as fast as she can.
They're like 13 hours ahead of time or something like that. So she's still going to be able to make it in time for the Super Bowl. So that was the big story. They had to cover that.
Yeah, because that's already the next day. There in Japan. They're already the next day.
Should be a great halftime entertainment. I'm looking forward to Usher. Usher's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be great halftime entertainment.
It's good to have Reba do the national anthem.
Yeah, it'll be fun. But the rematch, like I said, these two teams hooked up in Super Bowl 54, and Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback for the Niners back
4
then.
years ago.
But Brock Purdy had a heck of a game in the second half. Used his legs and his arm to bring the Niners back. So
McCaffrey did real good. He had a great game.
It should be a great Super Bowl. Two good teams going at it. Should be fun.
And two teams that are known when it comes to the Super Bowl. They've both been in quite a few Super Bowls. They'll bring a lot of interest
Good
with them.
fan base, right? But they got 2 weeks to hype it up.
2 weeks to hype. Remember that year they changed it to 1 week,
Right?
and it just didn't work out, and they went back to 2 weeks.
I just like the 2 week hype. Plus, it gets everybody healthy. You get a chance to get everybody that's banged up.
Oh, then also they've got the Pro Bowl before the Super Bowl now instead of afterwards. So they'll have the flag football. If they've turned it more into a mini circus.
Right. Well, it starts Thursday. They got skills company. It's got all kinds
of competitions. Yeah.
The Manning brothers are the two coaches on Sunday.
Oh, they are.
Peyton's got one team and Eli's got the other teams. So.
Yeah, flag football and just all kinds of different things they do competition-wise to try to make it as entertaining. Now, is that going to be in Vegas too?
No, it's in Orlando. I believe it's in Orlando.
Okay, all right.
I believe all the Pro Bowl festivities are down in Florida.
Okay, down there in Orlando. So, well, and to me, it's more entertaining watching what they're doing now than it did when they used to play the Pro Bowl game. Because they all held back so much, and some of them didn't play and things of that sort. But you still have people. The players love to still have that title, Pro Bowler. 3-time Pro Bowler. That still means a lot to the players themselves, even though the game itself or the competition itself is not that meaningful. The title of being named as a Pro Bowler is.
I can't remember when it just never, stopped becoming a competitive game. In the old days, it was a competitive game, and the winner got a nice check, and they got more than the losers got.
It
used to be NFC against AFC. It used to be a little pride. It used to be a competitive ball game, but then all of a sudden it became like a touch football game. Nobody wanted to get injured.
Right.
So then everybody got bored watching it. So they just tried to, like I said, turn it into these skill competition events and just try to make it entertaining. So
trying to make it different entertainment parts of it, from the flag football to the skill competitions to all kinds of stuff that they do that day. So it'll be good. So the Super Bowl. So you got 1 out of 2.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. Twice I've gone against Patrick Mahomes. I should know him better. but it's hard to go on the road to win in playoffs. Watching Baltimore all year, they were just a team with their defense. I mean, they held Kansas City scoreless the entire second half. I mean, they just couldn't get anything going offensively.
All those commentators for CBS before the game all picked Baltimore except for one.
I mean, watching them all year long, they just the number 1 seed. They just had at home. Thought for sure they'd take advantage of it, but like I said, you can't underestimate Mahomes' magic. He's a special athlete. He's the new Tom Brady.
He didn't even score a point in the second half. It was their defense that did such great there in the second half, and the mistakes of Baltimore there in the second half.
They self-destructed.
Yep, they sure did. But it ought to be a great Super Bowl. You got 2 great teams, 2 great franchises, 2 great quarterbacks that are going to be in there. One that's really great. The other one's just coming into his own. And it'll be interesting to see how it all comes out.
Should be a good ball game. I hadn't seen who's favored. I wonder who the odds makers got favored. I would think Kansas City would be favored. With Mahomes over Purdy, I would think Mahomes would be the favorite.
Yeah, I guess if you go on by quarterbacks, you definitely go.
I'd be surprised if the Chiefs aren't favored.
Yeah.
Not by many. Probably about a field goal. 5 points, something like that. But I didn't see who was favored. I fell asleep watching all the coverage. All the talking heads crushed the Detroit Lions coach for not taking the field goals. That was the big story. Just take the points. Win the ball game.
Let's see here.
I'm feeling Joe Roddy's pain. Joe's a diehard Detroit Lions fan. And this was the first time the Lions were in the championship game in 30-some years, this close to Super Bowl. And at halftime, I texted him. I said, man, your team's just killing them. He said, yeah, but they could blow it. And sure enough, they blew it.
It's opened up. The 49ers have opened up as a 5-point favorite.
The 49ers are favored?
Yep. 49ers opened up as a 3-point favorite.
Gosh, I'm shocked.
3-point favorite.
So they're going to make Mahomes mad again.
What it says, when it comes to odds, the 49ers opened up as a 3-point favorites over the Chiefs.
That surprises me.
It's moved around between 1.5 and 2, and now it's at a 3. But, this is just the beginning. It'll be interesting to see by the time that as we get close to kickoff. But it's still showing a very close game here. But right now, 49ers favored by 3. So.
Surprises me.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean squat. Well, it does to the gamblers. It means a lot to the gamblers.
You think after watching that game Sunday, that was the big storyline that Mahomes, that was his big thing. He felt disrespected by being an underdog. They're the underdog in Buffalo. They won that game. They're underdog in Baltimore. They won that ball game. But now they're going to be an underdog in the Super Bowl. So we know what's going to happen there.
All right. Yep. When I said 3, average of 3, they got on this one right here. It's 2.5. They got Kansas City plus. They got San Francisco winning by 2.5 points. I don't know how you score a half point, but that's what they're saying.
Good. I'll see how it plays out. Like I said, 2 weeks to hype. It should be
2
fun.
weeks. Now Vegas has got it 1.5. But 1.5. So it's between 1.5 and 2.5 right now with the 49ers favored. But that's just today, Bob. No telling what it'll be tomorrow.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, no telling what it'll be in 2 weeks. They're going to be a great Super Bowl. I know a lot of folks are going to be looking forward to it and got just enjoying the game. Haven't heard much about the commercials yet, but I guess we'll start hearing about them this week. Leading up to it.
That's always part of it.
Yep, that's always part of it. Yep. And you said the halftime entertainment is Usher?
Usher.
Yeah. Okay. Going to be held there at Las Vegas it's a covered, that new stadium is a covered one, right? It's all covered where it's air conditioned in there, because if not, if people would fall out without air conditioning as hot as it gets in Vegas.
The Raiders' big rival, Kansas City, comes to play in the Super Bowl in their own stadium.
In their own stadium.
But they hate that.
I bet they do. Nothing they can do about that. Well, Bob, anything else on your mind this morning before we wrap it up?
I just remind everybody that 3 inter-squad baseball games start tomorrow night. Again, should be a good crowd tomorrow night, 5:30 at the Howard Bill Warren Field, as they get set for the 3 inter-squad games as they gear up for the season. So come on out and watch some baseball.
Okay. All right, Bob, have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup has been brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.